Hello everyone, welcome to all the series of fluid mechanics. Till now we are discuss about the some topics of the fluid mechanics. This is Dave Mabai, teaching associate at Polytechnic of Agriculture Engineering, Kalkiri. Today we are going to discuss about the what are the wears and their classifications. Okay, let's we going to what is definition of the wears. Okay. Where the difference much difference between the notches and wears. Only the difference is where we provided the notches and where we provided the wears. Where notches are permitted to only small sections, that means nothing but the small streams, small canals in our regular surroundings or fields will be there in between the fields, small water canals. We provided the notches. But when we are going to the long section, long rivers, big reservoirs, canals, channels, there is no provision for the notches. Then we have to go for the wears. That means the purpose of the notch and wear is both is same. Where what is difference means we are providing the notch and the wear where we are providing wears. That is the main difference coming to the purpose. Both are doing the same based upon the water level. They are pumping water level upstream side to downstream side. Based upon their shape, discharge calculation will be, and whatever the notch we are providing based upon that one we have to take one particular large discharge equation and we have to calculate the discharge at that section. So now we discuss about the wears and their classifications. Okay, where Wears is also an obstruction which provided in streams for the purpose of flow. Let's see the different classification of wears. So let's in which the wears look like and which position we look like. So coming to the classification of wears. Where this is the wear terminologies. This diagram is wears. So this is the weir. A weir is a notch of regular from through which water is flowing. This is the weir pond. This portion of the channel immediately upstream from the weir, and this is the nappe or vein. This is the a sheet of water flowing through a notch or weir. This is the head. The depth of water flowing over the weir measured at some point in the weir pond. This drawdown occurs upstream of the weir plate due to acceleration of the water as it approaches the weir. This is the velocity head. The velocity head is due to the acceleration and due to gravity where the water surface is considerably lower of the weir blade than it is of 1.5 upstream side. The elevation difference between the two circle points on the surface of the approach flow is called the velocity head. So, represent the potential required to produce the increase in velocity between the points. These are the weird terminologies definitions. So, coming to the classification of wears, wears are classified based upon their number of types. First one based upon their shape, and second one based upon the width of the crust, and the third one based upon the nature of discharge, and fourth one is according to the nature of the crust. Like this, different classification of the wears will be there. Let's see one by one. So the wear is nothing but it is an abstraction provided in strings for the purpose of flow. So let's see the classification of wear. So let's see in which the wears looks like and at which position will be placed. If the strain and the water coming from this side to this side, the weir will placed like this. That means the flow taking place from upstream side to downstream side to the perpendicular direction of the flow. This is flow direction and this is weir direction. That means the flow and weir are placed at the perpendicular directions. That means the both presented at 90 degrees angle. This is a simple rectangular weir. In case of the notch, what will we do is there will be a opening like this. Opening will be there. In case of weir, this is nothing opening like that will be there. Whatever the length of the channel will be there according to length of the channel will provide in abstraction like this for the purpose of calculate the rate of discharge at that section, and whatever the difference will be this coming to the notches and wears. Let's see one by one according to the shape. We will see this the rectangular wear. Also rectangular wear discuss about the notches, classification of notches, where rectangular notches and wears also the same, but rectangular wear is constructed at long channels or rivers, and rectangular notches is small channels. Okay, where according to shape, one more wear will be there, that is cyprottier wear or trapezoidal wear. Let's see the diagram of that one. This is second type of the wear, that is the cyprottier or trapezoidal wear. The main difference between the rectangular wear and trapezoidal wears are where rectangular wear there is no slope, extra shape knot will be there. This is the rectangular wear. Where coming to the trapezoidal wear, where comparing to the trapezoidal wear we are providing the extra slope, and there are two parts. This is the first part, this is the second part. So the first part is as it is look like a rectangular wear only. Whatever the second part will be, there the extra portion we are providing in case of trapezoidal wear for the purpose of the increasing discharge. So whatever there will be angle and there will be some angle will be there, and standard angles of trapezoidal wear and rectangular wear is 1 is to 4. 1 is to 4. That is, we are providing one horizontal length direction, whatever vertical length direction will be 4 vertical. So this is the cyprottier wear or trapezoidal wear. In notches also see the trapezoidal notch will be seen. So this is as it is look like only, but the length variation will be there, and there are the two types of the wears which based upon the shape. Okay. Next, type of the classification based upon the width of the crust. Where what is the crust? Let's going to discuss about the width of the crust. First, see that what is the crust? So, if we will take the wear or notch, any type of wear or any type of notches are take, whatever will be the top portion will be there. This part is called as the crust. This part called as the crust. So, what happened means in case of the notch and taking the as it is rectangular notch. And here rectangular wear, this is the wear and this is the notch and rectangular wear. In case of the notch and wear, whose the crest takes place means that actually in case of the wear, this is the top portion that we call is as crust. In case of the notch, this is the top portion only because the water flowing over this part, that's why this is called the crust. Now we are classifying the according to the width of the crust. So what is the width of the crust means nothing but the top portion whatever will be the crust will be there based upon this width condition we are classifying them as the two types of. First one is narrow crested wear and second one is broad crested wear. So coming to the narrow crested wear. Where second one is the narrow crested wear. It is similar to the rectangular wear with narrow shaped crust at the top, two length at the head, increases the head level. The discharge over the wear is similar to the discharge over rectangular wear. The narrow crested wear formula this is the where narrow crested wear otherwise where if it is not broad and very short it is called the narrow crested wear. Where let's see the one more type of the wears according to the nature of discharge condition we are classified them as ordinary or free flow wear or submerged or drowned wear. What is the ordinary wear or what is the submerged wear means it is nothing but the whatever will be wear will be in the channel if you whatever the water level on this side upstream side they are touching touching top of the wear but they are behind the below the top of the wear only that means there will be some free gap will be left between the top of the wear and liquid surface. So this free gap will be called freeboard or ordinary wear. So if the water surface having a freeboard to touch the top of the crust that means that type of the wear is ordinary wear. Only that means there will be no passes of the water from the upstream side to downstream side because there will be still some gap is to reach the crest crest level and after reaching the crest level only the level passing from this side to this side. So next what is submerged or drowned wear. So this nothing but the if this is the wear in the channel and whatever the water level will be there they are reaching the top level whatever the top level of the crust will be there, this is the crust position. The water level or liquid level surface on the upstream side too, they are touching the top edge of the crust. They are above the level of the water surface above the top of the crust surface. That means what happened whenever they reaches from this position to this rises from this position, the water slowly starting from the this side to this side. So what happens, whatever the weir will be there, it is in the submerged or drowned conditions, because of why the water also present on the top of the crust, that means it is in the submerged condition. So that's why it is called the drowned weir or submerged weir, where the water level passing from upstream side to downstream side. That's why the water, whatever the weir will be there, it is completely submerged or completely drowned in liquid. That's why called it is as the drowned weir or submerged weir. Let's next one is one more classification will be there according to based upon the nature of the crust. First one is soft crusted weir, second one is oggy weir. Where let's see what is the soft crusted weir and oggy weir means. What is the soft crusted weir? It is nothing but if the whatever the weir will be there, it's whatever the surface will be there, it is the top surface will be there. What weir top some crust level will be there, the width of the crust, it is very sharp conditions. This is the sharp conditions. That's why what happened whenever the water on the upstream side will be there, they are flowing with the high velocities. Whenever this passing from this sharp crusted weir, there will be down and rise, there will be down and rise of a water level will be there. Due to these losses will be occur, so due to the hydraulic jump also takes place. In case of the water level, how whatever present in here in hydraulic jump also take place, under losses will be take places. That's why in case of sharp crested weir, this is the shape of the sharp crested weir. That means it is nothing but the sharp crust is in the sharp crust conditions. That's why whatever water passing from the this crust, there will be losses take place and there will be develop the chance of the hydraulic jump. Next, coming to the oggy weir, it is nothing but in order to avoid these conditions, whatever the conditions or flow take place in case of the sharp crested weir. This oggy weir is rectified from that. It is nothing but it is a like this. It is gradually changing other side directions. It is gradually changing from sharp to the parabolic form. So whatever water this side will be there. They are passing from the wear. They are slowly changing their velocities. There will no sharp conditions, no edges will be there. So whatever the water will be there, they are slowly transforming from their velocities from this here to here. So there will be will no losses will take place, head losses, no hydraulic jump will be formed in case of the Vogie wear. This is the flow over the wear is similar to flow over rectangular wear, where very sharp, where the water is slowly transferred. This is the velocity approach condition. I already discussed the weir's terminologies. The velocity with which the water approaches or reaches the weir or notch before it flow over it is called as velocity of approach. The average velocity of water VA equal to discharge by a cross sectional area, where the additional head of velocity approaches is HA equal to VA square by 2Z, where the discharge over a rectangular weir with velocity approaches this equation. This is the difference of weirs and notches and orifice, where coming to the orifice, an orifice may be defined as an opening provided in the side or bottom of the tanks or vessel. This is the notch, where notch is defined as an opening provided in the side of tank or vessel. Where notches are provided small structures. It is made of the metallic plates. It is measure the small flow rates. Where notches is provided in small streams or small canals or small reservoirs. And coming to the weirs, where coming to the weirs is constructed at large, big reservoirs, channels, and a number of, where the basic formula for calculating discharge through the weir is Q equal to CL H power M. This is the next one, nappe and crest. This is the one parts of the weirs, where the seat of water flowing through a notch or over a weir is known as the nappe or vein, and this is the sharp. This is the crest. This metallic sharp condition. This is the crest. The bottom edge of the notch or the top of a weir over which water flows is known as the sill or crest. So next video will be discuss about the discharge equation for each and every type of weir and notches. Thank you.